Americanteers. My name is Michael Tomlinson. Today is August the 31st, 2020. A lot has been going on this month. It's like, wow, who, who would have known? We're still wearing masks, which is, part of the safety protocol. As far as I'm concerned, it's a safety protocol across the nation. So, and I've already spoken about why we all should wear masks. It's a no-brainer. But it really has been a lot going on in America this month, and I just feel like I need to step up. I've never been so encouraged out of the 8 years I've been doing this to come out and make so many videos this year. This is going to be a record number for me, and obviously because there's just a lot happening, a lot to process, and I think America, it's time now that we need to really seriously talk about change, especially for the people that whom stand in the middle, who are not sure if they would even want to represent or be a part of a party. Then the Americanteer movement is for you. And even if you are part of a party, Americanteer movement is still a good thing to have as another equalizer, another way of looking at things. And it won't hurt anything. I mean, it might help. So, don't be so opposed to change. And and that's because I'm talking about change. Talking about when and I think I freak people out when I start talking about change, because even the word change to me implies a real change. It's not a let's talk about change and nothing really changes. It's 5 years from now, it's still the exact same thing going on that had been going on. And this is why I started the Americanteer movement, to stop this madness, because it's just from year to year to year, and it's the same thing. We just keep repeating it over and over and over again. It's not helping anyone. It really is no change. But so back to the word change. I think I do frighten people a little bit, because when I say change, I really mean change. And what does change look like? Change is going to look like change. Things are going to change. It's not going to be the same old formula that America created and we are working off of. I propose changes in 3 phases, where it plays out for a good 5 to 10 years before we finish all 3 phases. But it's real change, though. You see, it's real solutions, real change, and it's so subtle you won't even know the difference. And because we do as Americanteers have you in mind, your life, your safety, your lifestyle in mind. And so we're not trying to strip anyone of anything at all. In fact, we're trying to encourage and support and be a part of what everyone kind of has to say, which is what I think people get a little confused about. And but that's the only way you can represent change. You can't just take one side and say this is a new future and we are new pioneers for change, when we're really just a Republican environmentalist party, or a Democrat liberal, or some kind of party. It's unfair. Or if we're going to be representing corporations, or we're part of a larger religion coalition to do something, all this implies intention, and I have no intentions. There is no hidden agenda. So if you're watching me and reading what I have to say, what I've published in the past, and looking for the wrong or looking for the hidden agenda, you're not going to find one. I mean, if you do, it's going to be a surprise to me too. So it's good luck, because and I always get thrown off the path when people try to say to me like, "Oh, I know what you're up to," and I'm always enlightened by that statement. I know what you're up to, and because I really want to hear it. Because I don't even know what I'm up to, So if you know what I'm up to, then please enlighten me. What am I up to? And it's not that I'm up to anything. I don't have any. And is that your sense of distrust of your own self? Not even distrusting me. You distrust yourself and your own doubts and your own fears, which kind of reflect onto me, and start to look for what's wrong, what's not right, and what's the real hidden agenda here. And there is absolutely none, besides helping all Americans, all the time. Sometimes I have to, I'll remind you, because I don't have to remind myself of this, but let me remind you that I'm just here delivering a message. This whole thing is way, way above me. It's way above me. I mean, this is like I have to really set aside everything about my selfishness, my ego, everything, and to know that I'm working for a larger and bigger cause than myself. And it takes a very unselfish person to do this, and it really does, and stripping the ego, self-ego, to pull this off in a very neutral, kind of open way for everyone. I really want to hear from everyone. I don't really I'm open to what everything and what anyone has to say. I'm not in front of this camera. I'm not claiming to be a guru of any sort. I'm not claiming to be a politician, which I'm not. I am just an individual after all these years of experience. And if I were to talk about my whole background, you would probably understand that where I'm coming from makes sense, because I've come from the school of hard knocks. I've experienced things on my own. I don't read the books and think that that's my experience. I don't research things. I really want to know what that feels like. I really want to know what that's about. So I go out there and put myself into that situation and get into it, so I can walk away with that full experience. Whether it's successful or failure doesn't really matter to me. And like I said, I don't have any intentions behind it. I just have such an open mind that I'm willing to accept what anyone has to say at the moment, and process that, move forward, learn, grow. I mean, it's that's how you go from being smart and me trying to act like I'm smart, because I'm not. But that's where there's a separation between being smart and being intelligent. Is knowing how to use what I do have to offer, which it's more intelligent than being smart, because it's not a book smart thing that I'm doing here, and it's not a scripted thing. It's not a grift. It's not a con. I don't even have a sales pitch, and I down myself for that. I'm like, dang, I need a sales pitch, man. I need something that I could, like all the other entrepreneur adventures that I'm on. I have an elevator pitch, but when it comes to Americanteers and pitching the Americanteer movement, I just haven't come up with an elevator pitch that really works, and the closest I can get is get people to maybe agree with me on the fact that maybe the system is broken, maybe it's dysfunctional, there's something wrong, we need to do something about it, but it doesn't really close the sale. So it's not really a sales pitch. It's just an open beginning of a conversation or a dialogue that would help me talk more about it if the person is interested in talking about change in politics and all this fun stuff, which is not everybody's cup of tea. Not everyone wants to talk about it, especially the way I talk about it, because I'm so far outside the box that we're not even on the same page. And so I'm a difficult person to talk to about if you just want to talk about the Republican Party, or if you just want to talk about the Democrat Party, then I just include them. Everybody is a part of it all. We're all part of the problem. Yeah, part of the problem. Hence why I'm here. Not because I want to be here. It's an honor and a privilege to serve such a higher purpose. And where this higher purpose comes from, it's not from anyone or any party or any website or anything like that. It's just a pure, I don't even know how to explain it. Maybe it's a spiritual thing. It's a universal thought process that I somehow tapped into a different frequency, and therefore I'm a little tweaked out about my perspective, which then engages me to go into other arenas and go way outside the box and to start talking about real change, instead of participating in what I have been in the past. And I've done it in the past. I've been a part of protests in the past. I've held my sign, and I've advocated against war. I've advocated for to end world hunger. There's so many groups in the past that I've been in and out of that I pretty much have stopped that and created my own wagon that I feel like can be real change, because all the wagons that I've jumped on were, it just didn't really go anywhere. So it's pushed me to this part and this point of my life to do this and to be of service. In order to clarify this a little bit more about where I'm coming from, and just to get it off the table, is I don't like reviewing my own videos, hearing and seeing myself. It's not something it's like I said, it's not an ego thing. And over the past years, since like 2012, I've always encouraged other people to be a part of this. I'm like, hey, if you want to jump in front of this camera and talk about the Americanteer movement or talk about change in America, then I'm up for it. I'm ready. I'm ready for you to do this. I haven't. I guess it takes a certain amount of courage to do this, because there's a lot of people have indicated to me they can do it and they will do it, but when it comes down to it, they don't want to do it. It's just, who wants to put themselves out there in the way that I'm putting myself out there? Just to put yourself out there on the platform and take in criticism and ridicules and character assassinations and judgments, and it all brings in, I bring in the negative and the positive effects too. So there's a lot of people that have been encouraging, who say thank you, which is awesome if you say thank you. I've even had some people donate money to the cause. Awesome. Thank you. And encourage me to keep moving forward. Thank you for that. However, that's been very few. And so I need more. So if anything, I've learned from going to participating in a lot of community functions and events and entrepreneurship movements in my own community, is I realize that some of the better things to do when I'm out here in front of people is to maybe discuss what I need. Talk about what I need for you to help me, and I do need help. I need help on all platforms in every arena, You know, if you feel like you could have something to offer, especially in a professional field, if you're an attorney, you know, and you want to do some pro bono work with someone like me in this uh, beautiful dream of making history, then we can join together and you can help me help Americans. So I really do need help from other people. I don't know it all. I don't know everything. Hey, good morning. No, you're not interrupting me at all. Um, so, you know, and web designers could use that. I could use anyone at any professional field. If you're a political science teacher, you know, yes, jump on board. If you're work with a forestry, or if you're a wildlife person, then you know I need you too. Environmentalists, proofreaders, social media people could use some help with a lot of social media. So this is a lot of work for an individual to, like myself, to struggle through life and make ends meet and do this. You know, it's a beautiful thing, and I look forward to doing it. But I could really use some help, and I hope this works. I hope I'm getting through to some people that could step up and help me. You know, it's not going to hurt you at all. I don't even understand why you would think. You know, I don't even understand why you would doubt or fear something like this, especially if you're an intelligent individual and you're smart. You know, then that fear factor is not a part of your process of thinking. You know, so don't let it consume you. Don't let doubt consume you, or what other people may think. You know, I think you just need to be super extraordinary, become an Americanteer, and help out. You know, just chip in a little bit. We can change America. The stage is set. I'm not asking you to come in at some grassroots and say, well, we got to set a foundation. The foundation is here. I've been standing on the same foundation for the last 8 years. And it's all, I mean, in this one folder right here, along with a big poster board that I have, and it's rolled up, but it's like 8 feet long, 4 feet wide, and the whole thing is covered with the game plan. So it's a movement with a plan, and it requires action, not just talk. You know, so it's that's why you have to be extraordinary. That's why you have to muster up the courage to do this, and to have a little faith, a little hope wouldn't hurt. You know, it's I can't make you do anything. It's a self-will movement. So if you have a huge ego and your self-will run riot, you're probably not going to help me at all. You know, in fact, you might even play against me and look at me as competition, when I'm not looking at you or anyone or anything else as a competitive or a competition in any way, shape, or form. But I notice how people will see what I'm doing, and in order to motivate themselves, they turn me, which should be an inspiration, into their competition, because competition is the only way they know how to operate. They don't know how to operate with passion and an inspiration, and to be a part of it. You know, where a lot of people are just too self-absorbed to do that, and those are the people that say, "I know it all," and I know a lot of those folks. I've talked to a lot of them, and the conversations don't go very far. The dialogue doesn't go very far, because they know it all. You know, they know everything. So I don't have to say anything. They'll just lay it out for me. You know, and what are they laying out? It's just an echo. It's not even real change. It's just someone saying, "Pay attention to me," you know, because I'm, you know, my ego or my self-pride or, my whole image is so sensitive that I have to have people acknowledge me before, because I just don't know how to acknowledge other people, and that's where that throws me off too. Whenever I talk to people and they greet me or meet me up with kind of a silent format in a sense, and I know at that point that they have so much doubt, and so they're so social engineered and set in a mindset that anything outside of what they're talking about, which they can't, they just, it's hard for that process is they don't, who wants to have a discussion with themselves and like say, oh, maybe this is better, maybe I'm wrong, maybe they're right. And it's not a right and wrong thing. I'm just saying is that when you do that, you turn it into a right and wrong thing. And I'm not trying to turn it into this is right and you're wrong, I'm right. It's not that kind of discussion either. So that's, and then if that doesn't work, then maybe you'll just try to stop me, hurt me, assassinate my character, try to prevent people, and that's the silent movement, from acknowledging me. So it's try to like hurt me before anyone finds out what I'm up to. So that way they'll never find out. They'll never, they'll try to play it off as something else, which is not the truth at all. And so be a free thinker. You can think for yourself. Hear what I have to say. And understand what I'm saying. It makes a lot of sense. So I'm running out of video time. I've overtalked myself here. So before this, the just shuts me off, I want to say thank you for your time. Have a wonderful day. Together we can do this. And you're not alone. I am with you. So let's join forces. Get in touch with me. Help me out. Let's help America. Let's do something great. Let's work for a higher cause. Yes. I say yes. What do you say? You say awesome. Yes. That's what you say. Okay. Peace. Love. Talk later. Thank you for your time.